They have a very good quarterback. He rushed for about 1,000 yards last year. He's certainly one of their best players. He threw for about a little bit over 60% completion percentage. So he's a very efficient quarterback. They have an excellent run game. They run just about every type of option play that you could have to prepare for, and they also have a very confident quarterback from a passing standpoint. He has his top receiver back from last year, who's about 6'6". They have two or three wide receivers that are over 6'3" or taller, so they have big receivers, a good passer at quarterback, and he's an excellent runner as well. Well, just seeing it. He hasn't played very much. We sat down and looked at how Caleb played. He did very well. He did a lot of good things on Saturday. When he knew what was happening in front of him, he really did well. He sat in the pocket and he threw the vertical game well Saturday, and he ran the ball very well. I think he had about 80 yards rushing, and we didn't have any turnovers, and we didn't have any pre-snap penalties. So he took some big steps as far as managing the football team, and was very accurate on his three-step. And when he knew what to do and he was sure, he was very good. On the other hand, he threw a couple of we call them quarterback picks. The defensive players didn't intercept the passes, but they sure should have. He threw a couple of quarterback picks, and there were a couple of sacks that he took that he should have thrown the ball away. So he'll learn his lesson some, with on-the-job training. But we think he's doing very well. He's going to be an outstanding quarterback. He is much better than he was 2 weeks ago, and he's one heck of a talent. I really like Caleb Terbush, and I think he's doing exceptionally well. What I really like about him is he doesn't get rattled, and that's probably the most important quality in a quarterback. Even though there's some new things that's happening to him, and sometimes they don't always manufacture the best of plays. He's manufacturing a lot of outstanding plays for us. I think he's doing very well. But when something new happens to him, and it's a learning experience, he moves on to the next play and does very well. And I think he's really tough physically and mentally. So I like everything about Caleb Terbush and think he's progressing very well.
Being a former player and coaching OVC, I'm sure you got to have a lot of respect for the conference and take this game pretty seriously, don't you?
Absolutely, it's going to be fun. Coach used to be here. Coach Samuel used to be here at Purdue. So he's very familiar with the Boilermaker football. And then they're a strong member in the Ohio Valley Conference. So we have some tough games with them. I coached against Coach Samuel when I was the head coach at Eastern Kentucky University. So I know a lot about them, and I think they're a good opponent for us, and glad they're coming.
How is it? Is it tough sometimes to have these games, where you have to convince your players that, hey, this is a real serious game, or you don't think that'll be a problem for you guys?
Well, where we're at as a football team right now, coming off of a loss, I would think that our football team would really want to play well this weekend. There's two things that we want to get done this week. We want to get better as a football team. We want to win. That's what we have to focus on, and I know our guys will do that. So we'll practice well, and we'll be ready to play, and we'll look forward for Saturday to get here.
SEMO didn't have a real good game in their opener. They're breaking in a lot of new players. What concerns you most about SEMO?
What concerns me most is how our team plays Saturday. We need to play well Saturday, so I'm a lot more interested in getting our team ready to play. We can do two things this week. We can get better as a football team, and we can win. And that's what we need to focus on. Right now, we're not as good as we can be with passing the football. We can be, though. We got a big, tall, strong-arm quarterback and an athletic offensive line, and it looks like we're going to have real potential there. And we feel we're kind of like in the same place we were a couple years ago when Joey Elliott was first getting on the field. And he threw for, I don't know, maybe 700, 800, 900 yards or something in the first half of the season, and then he threw for 3,000 at the end. The things really started, happening for him, and the light came on, and he was really able to play his position to his potential. And we feel like that can happen for us with this offense, with the line that we have, and the receivers that we have, and the strong running game that we had. That we have right now. So we think we can do that. We got to get better with pass offense, and we got to get a lot better with pass defense. We got to be a lot more sure. We were sure in camp, pass defense-wise, with our back half for the most part, but we haven't done as well with that in the games for different reasons. But we got to get better in those two areas for sure.